Hi everyone, it's Diane Evans with stampingwithdiane.com. I'm an independent Canadian Stampin' Up demonstrator here in the interior of British Columbia. So if this is one of your first time joining me either through Facebook or YouTube, welcome. Make sure if you're coming through Facebook that you give permission to StreamYard so that I can see who's making comments. And if you're coming through on YouTube, I will see who you are, but make sure that you've subscribed to my YouTube channel. So today is Wednesday, which is part of my mystery challenge. Like I've said many times before, I changed my mystery challenge. I was getting a little stalemated with giving you cutting instructions and telling you where to put them on the card. And honestly, I think I was losing an awful lot of people. I know I was losing myself. How's that? So my new mystery challenge now is where I give you 3 clues. Sometimes I can give you a little bit more. I can expand a little bit more. But today it's simple stamping. So it's going to be stamps, ink, and paper. And of course, with stamps, ink, and paper, something that makes it simple is also being able to use punches. Sometimes not all of us have a die cutting machine. Sometimes it's easier to just throw in a punch, actually. So like I say, so today is going to be my mystery challenge: stamps, ink, and paper. And I also had another challenge that basically I'm preparing for next month while I'm away in Vienna. So we'll keep that one kind of under wraps, but this will be the card that's for it. Okay, so again, I am using, when it's paper, why not use Designer Series paper? Designer Series paper is so much fun to work with, and I'm stuck back on this textured cheek one. I just think it's the most gorgeous paper going. It has some beautiful things that go with it, and I'm also stuck on this distressed gold, but unfortunately, it's not available right now. Hello. For us to purchase. It's on a back order, so they've held it back for us. So consequently, I'm going to use the regular gold foil on that. And, I wasn't sure what words I wanted to use. So, you know what? I think I'm just going to use another thank you type card on there. So, beautiful stamp set. Just a beautiful, beautiful stamp set. And the paper. So, we're going to be using the paper today. So, stamps, ink, and paper. So, if you ever hear me say the word SIP, that's what it stands for: stamps, ink, and paper. So, I have some of my favorite colors that I have here. I have soft succulent. It happens to be 4 1/4 by 11, and I've scored it at 5 1/2. And we're just going to go in. Hello, Lorraine and Janet. And I'm sure I'm sorry about the Facebook user. I don't know who that is. If you come through my Facebook page, your name will show up, or that you've given permission. All right, so we have a card base like that. I'm going to use the Evening Evergreen. Of course I am, right? So this piece happens to be 4 by 5 1/4. Remember, this is a simple stamping that we're doing. So I'm coming in with my glue, and I'll be amazed. Oh my goodness, I still do have glue in here. That is totally amazing. Maybe not so much. You know what? I'm going to get rid of that. And let's bring in another glue. Make sure that you always have extra adhesives on hand. Nothing worse than running out of an adhesive when you're halfway through a project, right? So I'll come back in with my adhesive glue. And we're just going to put that on here, like so. Now, I toyed with using a couple, like I say, for a couple of my projects, I've been using this textured chic Designer Series paper, but oops, let me get on down to my desktop here. I am so sorry. So like I say, this piece was 4 1/4 by 11, and I scored it at 5 1/2. This piece happens to be 4 by 5 1/4. That textured chic paper is amazing. So I had this piece here, and I thought, when I saw these postage stamps, I thought I could do something with that for this particular card. So here's the punch. It's a postage stamp punch. And I'm going to go in. I want this kind of going the right way. So I'm going to go in with it like this. And this is a soft succulent with tones of the Evening Evergreen in it as well. But I love the gold that's in there. Now, I think I'm also going to go, well, I want to have it where it's more gold in there. So let me just cut this piece off. Hello. Yes, I'm sorry, Betty. For some reason, I keep forgetting to do that sometimes. All right, so let's just get rid of that part. And I'm going to come in back in here with this. Like I say, I'm keeping it going that same direction, whether or not this is directional paper. I don't think so, but I thought it would be kind of neat to do it that way. I'm just going to trim these parts off there. So simple stamping, or simple. You know, by adding different layers and that I've done with punches, maybe it's not so simple, but it is still stamps, ink, and paper. All right, so I have that. And what I thought I could do was I'm going to stagger it kind of like this. I think that'll look kind of cool. But let's see the other elements that I have. I have this fancy label circle punch, or a fancy circle punch. Decorative circle punch is what it's called. I'm going to punch out some evening evergreen. I'm also going to go in and punch out some gold. This would look great with that distressed gold, that's for sure. Just going to punch that one out. Oh, I've got some glue on my hand. And then another punch that I have is this fun punch. And I thought, well, I could do some gold leafing and that sort of stuff on there. So let's go ahead and just punch that part out. Now I might have to do this. I'd like to see if I could get it out of that piece. Oh, look at that. If I position it in such a way. There we go. There we go. So, like I say, simple stamping, or simple being that it's just with punches. Now, what this does do is it kind of goes along with what you can do with casual stampers where they don't have a big cut and emboss machine. Now, I wanted this layered, and it's not all the way same all the way around. So what this will do is if I actually off-center this a bit, I think it'll go okay. That's going to give me the gold in the back, and I think that'll work okay. So actually, I think it might go that way. Let me double check before I go and I stamp this part. Yep, that'll work. All right, so I'm going to put this on here like that, and I'm thinking to myself, I'm going to kind of bring this down here. I'm not going to, I didn't say ribbon, so I'm going to be good, and I'm going to not go with the ribbon. So I'm going to emboss on here because you've got to see what you're doing when you're have a sentiment on there. And unfortunately, because it's that color, we're not going to see it unless we do emboss with it. And of course, you know me, I love to emboss anyways. So I thought the great stamp for this one would be thank you for everything. Or we could do you're absolutely amazing. So happy for you. I think we'll go thank you for everything. So I've done that with my embossing buddy. And I'm just going to come down here. And I'm going to put this off to the side here. And this is a photopolymer stamp set. But just to let you know, I have a pad of grid paper right under here. So I've got that padding. If you are using photopolymer, make sure that you are using the paper piercing mat, or make sure that you've got lots of padding down below here. All right, so I'm going to come in here and let's do our embossing. I don't know, some of you may not have seen. I do not use a spoon in with my embossing powder. The static drives me nuts. Besides, that's when you end up with it all over your table, right? Okay. I think I've got almost everything off of there. Just going to check it out. I've got my heat tool here. We're going to put it on high. You say I'm really stuck on these colors lately. It was interesting that evening evergreen paper went on short supplies. So it's such a beautiful color. So see how that just goes and embosses right there. That's really all we need. I could have done some other stuff around here now that I think of it with the gold, and it would have worked okay. I want to put this on with dimensionals. Because it's dark, I want to go ahead with my my black dimensionals. However, I do want to use the black ones, but I just have the mini ones available right now. So I'll just go ahead and use those. We'll just use a couple more, that's all. One in the middle so it doesn't droop down. You know what? I think I'll put 2 more on there. There we go. And by putting this up on dimensionals, what's going to happen is this is going to look a little more off-centered. Hello, Myrtle. How are you? 8 o'clock in the morning, right? I'm going to get down to your part of the world. That is for sure. I definitely want to see Australia and New Zealand. Okay, so is that going to be okay there? Is it going to show enough? The gold. It's going to show some. So that's going to give us a bit of a look to that. All right, so let's go ahead and put these on here, and let's hope I can get them so that they look all right. So I'm going to put this one right about there. And I'm going to put this one down there as well. The back side of this designer series paper is amazing as well. Now I'm going to put this one down about there and this one down about there. That's about even. Now, if you're that type of a person, go ahead, and if you're using this design, you can definitely measure. That kind of takes away from the simple, doesn't it? Yeah, as Norman was saying, it's 3 o'clock here, so. There we go. Whoops. All right, so now, oops, that's a little crooked. Now I can go ahead and put this. I could put it in the center, but I'm kind of wanting to put it a little off there. And I've got this, like I say, simple stamping. We're going to go ahead and put this on here. And then I'm going to put this on here as well. Now I just want to set this out first. I think I can layer that on top. So I think I'll do that. I'll just put this on the bottom there. Yeah, you know, this paper is just gorgeous, Marjorie. Simple stamping, simple. No die cuts. That's part of the challenge here. is no die cuts. It's hard, you know, because we are so used to using die cuts. Now I want this popped up a bit, but I want to use the black dimensionals. So I'm going to come in and let's just cut some of those. We're going to cut up there as well. Just going to put this here. Another one here. Oops. And one more. One more little one. Whoops. Ugh. There we go. Okay, let's just take these off. Oops. I know I find it very hard to be very simple with my cards. Just did a video this morning that it was a fun card, but I was kind of holding my breath to make sure that it was okay. Now I want to put this kind of down a little bit here. So I'm going to go ahead and just put that on. Set that. A little bit off-centered. We have this. Now, I don't know. I think I could come in with my text, that same, geez, I don't know. What's the name of that? That stamp set is, I got to look it up again. The name of that stamp set is Season of Chic. So let me just go to my, thank heavens I put my stamps in alphabetical order. Now I'm thinking to myself, instead of going an image itself, I'm thinking these kind of blotches, and I'm thinking this blotch, and I'm also, I think I will use the soft succulent on the inside, or should I use the evening evergreen? I'll use the evening evergreen. Well, we may be using our soft succulent. So I'm going to use evening evergreen because it's right here. I have stamp sets and I've got all different projects all over my table because, like I said, I'm going away for 12 days and I'm trying to get everything done in those 12 days, for those 12 days while I'm away, plus the days that are coming back. All right, so thank you for everything. Now, I think what I could do is just have this sort of in the middle and then there, just like that. And then if I want to put another sentiment on here, thank you for everything. You are the best. If I can find a stamp. How about you are amazing beyond? I think that one's a little bit too big. You know what? That'll work. So what I'll do is I'll take this and we'll just take a stamp set. And this is the one that says you are amazing. Whoops. In every way. Now, because of that, I don't know where my evening evergreen ink is. I don't know what I used it for last. But this one here, you are amazing beyond measure. Thank you for everything. You are amazing beyond measure. That'll work. And then I'll just come in, and this really would look 100% better with evening evergreen. But like I say, I can't put my finger on that. Oh, I know what I used it for, and it was just yesterday. Oh, well. There we go. This is just going to go just like so. Now, if this was in the evening evergreen, I would have put it up further. But it would look a lot better in the evening evergreen. It does look really good with gold, doesn't it? Soft, succulent, and the evening evergreen. This will be going on a blog post of mine on the 19th of November. So that just shows how far in advance I am having to work. And then, because I can, I am going to use these gold swirls. Now, this is something new. It's a product that's available as of November the 1st. If you are a customer, if you're a demonstrator or you want to be a demonstrator, you can get these immediately. And they are with the fitting florets, and they are called Gold Adhesive Back Swirls. So I'm going to go ahead and use these. We don't really have any gold embellishments, so it's kind of neat that these came out right when I needed some gold, right? Whoops, that's too close. We'll put that right about there. There we go. And there's our card. Simple stamping, but definitely, so stamps, ink, and paper. And the DSP basically almost makes this card. Well, it definitely makes this card. There's other times when stamps will make a card, but the designer series paper and the colors together really make this card. So I hope you'll join in. Don't forget to put in join into the challenge. The challenge is part of my Facebook group. You would have to go down about, I'm trying to think, here. There we go. You'd have to go down about here, and there's a link to my Facebook group. In there, by posting either a mystery challenge or a sketch challenge. If you live in Canada, I give away a stamp set. And if you live in the States or outside of Canada, I cannot give product because of a Stampin' Up regulation, but I can definitely give you an amazing tutorial if your name is drawn on there. So I hope that you really enjoyed that, and I hope you're going to join in on the challenge. Don't forget to join me tomorrow night. It'll be 6:30 with my Now What series. And trust me, I have really stretched. There's some colors that I'm using that I'm going, ooh, I don't know how I'm going to work those together, but I am going to use these colors. And they are a big stretch to me. So check back. And we're also going to be using a product from the J to D mini catalog that you might go, that one didn't really sing to me, but I hope after you see the card tomorrow night that you'll enjoy doing that. So I hope to see you tomorrow at 6:30 Pacific time. So have a great evening, and we will talk to you all soon. Thanks. Bye for now.